The Department of Justice is seeking to toss out the convictions of some January 6th rioters. Federal officials have asked the court to wipe out standing charges against 12 former members of the Proud Boys and Oath Keepers. Most of them were convicted for seditious conspiracy in connection with the 2021 Capitol riots. President Trump pardoned almost all January 6 rioters last year. CBS News Department of Justice reporter Jake Rosen is live from Washington now. So, Jake, these defendants were already granted clemency. Why is this happening?
Vlad, it's because on January 20th, 2021, when President Trump, or 2025, I should say, when President Trump took over, he granted these mass pardons to over 1,500 people who were convicted or charged in some way. But what he did do, which is different for these most serious offenders, these are people who were convicted of trying to actually overthrow the government, accused of assaulting police officers and other federal crimes. What he did was commute their sentences, which was essentially give them just time served, allowed them out of prison, where some of them were serving decades-long prison sentences. This, Vlad, essentially would erase all of that once this federal appeals panel signs off on these different motions. There are 12 different Oath Keepers and Proud Boys, all of whom would have their cases dismissed as if the charges and the offenses that they committed on January 6, 2021 in that riot at the U.S. Capitol almost never happened. This is part of the Trump administration and Department of Justice's whitewashing of what happened that day. We saw on the anniversary last year, or earlier this year, I should say, of the White House putting out a website essentially blaming Democrats for what happened. And we've seen a continued alliance between not just the Department of Justice leadership and the White House with these rioters, but intermediaries who have been lobbying for over a year to get these most violent group of offenders what they wanted, which was this full pardon.
So how will this all play out in the federal appeals court, Jake?
Well, the Department of Justice and Jeanine Pirro's office here in D.C. says that the lawyers are signing off on this as well who are representing these men. Someone who is activating for these pardons said they applauded this decision, and it's very likely that there's almost nothing anyone can do in this situation to stop what the Department of Justice is doing. Think about the Eric Adams cases and a number of other high-profile situations in which the Justice Department has moved to fully dismiss or drop charges against very high-profile political offenders. In this case, one of the federal prosecutors who worked on these cases said that it's a reminder of what drove the pardons in the first place, that political violence is acceptable so long as your politics align with this administration. And he called it a continuing and sad commentary on where the Department of Justice is at. We'll see what this appeals panel does the next coming days.
We sure will. All right, Jake, thank you very much.